Now, we are having so much fun. We are so proud to celebrate Africa Day today. Hopefully you're taking on board how special today is, not just for South Africa, but for our continent. So we thought an opportunity to connect with probably one of the greatest exponents of South African music and culture, Sipho Hotstix Mabuse. We wanted to talk to him about what it means to be an African and how he intends to celebrate his African and South African heritage with performances at the Baseline and Bushfire Festival.
Sipho, you've lived in Soweto your entire life, or most of your life. How has it contributed to who you are as a person?
Well, you know, we're always defined by where we come from and who we are and who are our influences. Musically, Soweto is given so much because I was able to create the music out of the experience of the people that I've lived with. I am who I am because of this township.
I hear Zimbabwe also holds a special place in your heart. Why is that so?
Well, Zimbabwe has played a very special role in our music as well, because when we visited Zimbabwe as a group called Harare, the Beaters then, you know, we were so inspired by what was going on in Zimbabwe that we actually found that there was music that we were not able to hear in South Africa. We were meant to stay 3 weeks in Zim, but we ended up staying 3 months. Because the people of Harare then, as a township, had embraced us, and in return, we embraced them, and we were able to play that music that we were exposed to, you know, in a hotel called Mshandara Palmway. And it was fantastic. It was a great experience.
With the uplifting, joyful nature of marking Africa Day through music, of telling our stories and identifying with our sister nations, there comes a responsibility, which musicians feel acutely.
Sipho, with May being Africa Month, you're going to be performing in a number of festivals, both locally and internationally. But I want to know, what does being African mean to you?
I'm very proud to be an African. This continent has given so much to mankind, and it should be respected for such. Yes, we should celebrate, but at the same time, that celebration should be coupled with consideration for what is going on the continent. You know, at the moment, the continent is faced with a lot of poverty, wars, people are being displaced, and what for me matters is the fact that this should not be seen as a numbing process, you know, where someone who drinks so that they can forget about tomorrow. This is what our celebrations have always been about. We celebrate what we think and we believe that we have attained as a continent. However, it is a temporary respite from the ongoing life of our people. People are hardly educated, people are inflicted with different diseases, where we should be in a position to ensure that our people celebrate Africa with pride. I think the leadership on this continent needs to begin to say to itself, how do we bring our people, you know, into a normal life? And if you have the people, then we can happily say, well, we're celebrating something that is concrete. But at the moment, through music, yes, we need to use music to highlight the plight of our people.
And what can we expect from your performances? Are you going to be giving us a little bit of burnout?
You know, I'm quite privileged that I'll be performing among some of the great South African musicians in Mozambique, in Swaziland, and in Durban, and in Johannesburg, the Baseline. And there's quite a number of the Soweto Theatre with the Liberation Project. So it's been gratifying because not many musicians of my generation are working as much as I am at the moment, and I feel blessed.
The wellspring of musical talent which every corner of the continent keeps producing means that with each new year comes a new artist who Sipho loves to both hear and collaborate with.
I listen to all kinds of music, and within all the different genres, there are musicians that I believe stand out. In the jazz idiom, there's a pianist called Nduduzo Makhathini, and there's a young saxophonist called Nhlanhla Mahlangu. And of course, you have the young R&B singers. Amanda Black, for me, does it. And there's Java, he does it for me. And then, of course, you have the eclectics. That is Thandiswa Mazwai and Simpiwe Dana. And of course, there are others. The list would be endless.
Are there some artists that you still want to work with?
Wow. You know, I've always been a great Stevie Wonder fan. And Sting is one of the people that I admire greatly, but there's also Peter Gabriel. Locally, unfortunately, one of my most favorite artists would have always been Ray Perry. You know, the creativity that man had was just, he was such a great talent.
And you've had a very successful, illustrious career. What advice do you have to young talent entering the music industry?
Well, what we need to appreciate is the fact that the music has evolved. They should work towards making music that will extend beyond immediate success. Also, one of the most important things is to avoid believing the hype. You know, they should remain focused. They should not believe if they have instant success, there's nothing ahead of them, because there are many, many challenges. I've always believed that music should be an experimental journey for anybody. It's an experimental journey that would never have an end in sight, you know, and there are pitfalls somewhere along the way. And if you've elected to make it, turn it into a career, then the concentration of energies and creativity should be focused.
And when you're not performing, what do you do to relax?
I love reading a lot. I read a lot and then I listen to music, but also interact with little kids. You know, I have a lifestyle that is very interactive.
Sipho, thank you so much for allowing us into your beautiful home, and we definitely can't wait to see what the future holds in store for you.
Thank you.